We're in Birmingham, Alabama at the 16th Street Baptist Church, which is a place where something really terrible happened. And I'll let my wife talk about it.
Well, yeah, on September 15th, 1963, at the height of the Civil Rights Movement, Birmingham, Alabama was like the most segregated city in the country. So on September 15th, 1963, a splinter group of the KKK decides to bomb this church. Now, it's not clear if they knew that these little girls were there, but they bombed the church, and 4 little girls that were just there for Sunday school were killed in the blast, and it's horrible. Their names are Addie Mae Collins, Denise McNair, Carol Robertson, and Cynthia Wesley. These poor little girls, they're from ages 11 to 14. They lost their lives or just going to Sunday school. It's horrible. And to compound that tragedy, the guys knew who the bombers were. They pretty much figured it out right away, but they were not prosecuted for it back then. In fact, it wasn't until 2001 that anybody went to prison for this bombing. And yeah, it was Thomas Blanton, Robert Chambliss, Bobby Frank Cherry, and Herman Cash. Those were known to be the bombers. That was known way back in the 60s. But in 2001, 3 of the 4 went to prison for this. One, Herman Cash, he escaped justice because he died in 1994. So it took them nearly 40 years to put anybody in prison for it. So
yeah, definitely a dark time in our history. We are across the street from the church now, and they have a nice memorial for those girls.
And it gives you a little something. It tells you a little something about them, like
Huh?
It tells you a little something about them, like Addie Mae Collins loves sports, softball was her favorite. And
got their...
yeah,
wow.
Apparently Carol Robertson, she was a straight A student. It's kind of, I like that they put a little something.
Yeah, that's really nice, isn't it? Little information about Birmingham. It's nicknamed the Magic City, and it's not because there's a lot of magicians here. It's because of how fast it grew after the Civil War. And the reason it grew so fast is because this is the only place in the world where the 3 ingredients to make iron are all located within a 10-mile radius. So because of all the reconstruction after Civil War and the need for iron to build, Birmingham was founded and grew really, really fast. Birmingham does have a lot of problems though. The poverty rate is at 29%. That's one of the highest in the country. The US as a whole, it's 15%, so that means nearly 1 in 3 people here live in poverty. All right, we are at the Vulcan statue and museum. There he is right there. The giant cast iron statue you see towering above you is Vulcan, the Roman god of metalwork and the forge. When the civil engineer came to lay out the new city, the site was just an old cornfield, filled with stumps. Young Birmingham had its difficulties, but by the turn of the 20th century, it had become a full-fledged city, the largest in Alabama. Check out this model of Vulcan. Dun dun dun.
No, I mean, he's a little too rotund in the middle to be a model.
Huh?
He's a little too rotund in the middle to be a supermodel.
Yeah. All right, we've toured this very small museum, and now we're going to go up and check out this Vulcan. Statue of Vulcan, god of the forge.
That was interesting.
Building stuff and stuff like that.
I'm glad it wasn't huge. It was interesting enough, you know.
The museum?
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool, like if most cities had a real short little museum like that, so you find out why and how the city sprang up.
Yeah.
You know, I was glad it wasn't huge, just because, like, they kept it short and sweet, and I like that.
Just glad the museum wasn't huge. Hey, there's my phone. So we're here, about to go up. All right, we're climbing up the riding up the elevator now. Nice view there.
We're not riding up the elevator. We're riding up on the elevator.
Oh, we're riding up on the elevator. Excuse me.
Well, it sounded like, I don't know, it sounded silly.
There's the other side. Eh, that's not interesting. Well, here we are. Well, it's a nice view up here, but I can just barely see him. We can't even see him at all, can we, really?
No.
No?
I'm surprised that you didn't realize that. Yeah, it's not.
Well, I want to see
all
him.
the way up there.
I'm disappointed.
Oh.
Great view though. Huh?
And he's a comedian.
Yeah? What'd you say? Well, a little bit of view of his, yeah, he's got a bare bottom.
That's his butt.
Yeah, that's his butt. That's the only thing we can really see.
He must work
Up
out.
close.
He
Huh?
must work out. He's got a good butt.
You think?
He's got a good back muscles too.
Well, he is the god of forge and metal. Well, that's hard work. Just kind of blows that this is the best I'm going to see of him up close. Boo!
Can you not see the front of him on the other
Boo! No, you can't see the front of him. All right, so we're going to head down the stairs this time instead of
I
the
wanted to come up the stairs, but somebody was too lazy.
no running stair steps.
Somebody was too lazy to come up the stairs.
Not me though. It wasn't me.
I guess you don't want a butt like the Vulcan.
Now this you can tell is really old, huh?
Yeah.
These steps. They've done a great job of refurbishing this area, but there's still some work to do. This paint's peeling everywhere. Do you see that? Wow, we're not even halfway down. Oh, good idea. Let's walk down.
I wanted to walk up.
No. No.
See the side of it.
Yeah, it's getting fancier now, huh?
Yeah, I'll accept this part of it.
Oh, yeah, they still need to do some work on that.
The marbles.
Hmm.
Smart. I kind of gave her a smile.
Well, we get a good shot of him from behind in his bare derriere because the sun is in the right place. It's as good as we're going to get. Okay, we're at a popular hole-in-the-wall joint here in Birmingham, and we're going to have a drink or two and maybe a little snack. It's called the Tin Roof. I wanted to see if Vulcan was watching over us here as we go into this place. That's quiet. Well, the place has interesting decorations, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's very interesting.
It's definitely a total hole-in-the-wall joint. You see that guy? That's Colonel Sanders' cousin. No, I'm making that up. I don't know who he is.
What?
I'm making that up. I don't know who he is.
That's Jack Daniels.
What?
No, it says Jack. I'm sorry, it says Jack something.
No, that's not Jack Daniels.
I saw the Jack Daniel next to it. I don't know how.
Yeah.
It says Jack something though. I can't see this. I can't see.
No way, Jose.
Well, not really in the
Yeah, there it is. Jack Daniel. Okay, that's the guy. Cool. Do you know how you know that you're in a dive bar? For sure?
Because there's plastic cups?
Yes, you get your drinks in plastic cups. Alright, so we ordered their sloppy nachos. It's got a lot of stuff on it. I'm not even going to rattle it off, but it's got barbecue pork on it too. Yeah? What do you think?
Exactly the way they make them at E.J. Will's.
At where?
E.J. Will's.
Well, okay. Well, the nachos were quite yummy, but I just couldn't eat them all. Back to the hotel. All right, well, we are done in Birmingham. We'll be heading to Jackson, Mississippi next. But first, let's review the hotel. We stayed at the Comfort Inn here in Birmingham. What'd you think?
The room itself was fine. It's nice and clean. It's one of my big things. The room itself is good. The gym sucked. It had like it had just limited free weights. It was missing quite a few. And the one thing that I've come to use at every gym, no matter how pathetic, always has an elliptical. This one had an elliptical, but it was broken. So the gym sucked ass. And the breakfast was kind of eh. I mean, it was edible, but it wasn't fresh stuff. I want like fresh eggs and stuff like that. I don't want like microwave shit. So even though it was edible, it still kind of sucked. So I think but it was reasonably priced. So I think I'm gonna give it like a 3.8.
Whoa, that's high for terrible gym and terrible breakfast.
No, maybe lower. It was only because I had a good price.
So that
you have
doesn't
to
matter.
take that into account.
We've stayed in hotels at this price that were
okay,
way better
well,
stuff.
Maybe 3.5.
And we're in Birmingham, Alabama.
Right.
It's not like people are breaking down the doors to get here.
It's not like this is like it's set in stone. I don't have a mathematical equation. It's just off the top of my head. Maybe 3.5.
This is no tourist mecca, so the hotel is okay.
Yeah, the neighborhood.
This hotel is about the same price as the hotel in Myrtle Beach, keep in mind. But anyway,
not really. That one was more expensive. It just
not
got
much
lower
more.
because we got a free night.
Well, that's true. I forgot about that. Anyway, yeah, the hotel's nice and new, and it's pretty clean. But it's kind of a rough part of town. The breakfast was kind of sorry. I mean, you know, just putting out a Jimmy Dean package thing and telling you to heat it up yourself, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
No pool, which is no big deal. I knew it had no pool. The gym, like she said, you know, the elliptical didn't work right. It was missing weights. And other than that, it's okay.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi is okay.
I'm going to review mine. I'm going to redo mine at 3.5.
3.5 for you, but I'm going to go 3 because, you know, get that gym worked on and fix that breakfast. That, you know, yet another place is using COVID as an excuse to have a crappy breakfast. So, anyway, there it is. Like I said, Jackson, Mississippi next.
Reasonably priced, but yeah.
Right. Jackson, Mississippi next. So be looking for that video. We'll see you then.